On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back at the abandoned mini resort, and I know I said plumbing was yesterday, but of course, after we pulled that fireplace out, plumbing became today. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, back at the abandoned mini resort, Eric is over here getting the backer board in for my shower system that I bought. I'm telling you guys, this place is gonna be too nice. It's gonna be too nice. USB ports everywhere, control all the lighting from your phone, a $1,300 set of shower valves and fixtures, another $1,000 for the shower because we're doing it all in Onyx. It's just too nice. But there is our Kohler Anthem shower valve. Can you believe this piece of styrofoam with some brass is $500? Outrageous. But
a regular shower valve, the good ones, oh, $400.
Well, you know, you can buy the builder grade stuff for $100.
It'll last a couple months.
I don't know.
How high do you want the shower valve?
Ooh, how high do you want the shower valve?
4 foot's minimum, so you tell me.
You tell me.
This is where the knob goes?
That is where the knob goes.
So the pan's probably gonna sit, so I'd say the knob probably needs to go about...
Too high.
You think this is too high?
I do think that's too high.
Well, I'm gonna be standing up another 2 inches.
You will be standing up another 2 inches. I say the valve is like roughly about where you've got it, right? Because we also have that handle, that spray handle that's gonna have to go in here. And then we've got the shower head, which should go really high to make it like a rain head, which yeah. Anyway, we're trying to get all the plumbing done today. We got our holes drilled. We got our vent through the ceiling right there. There's our vent stack line. That does connect to the original vent for the house and go out the roof. So right here, we're trying to get the shower valve positioned and then kind of covered up. We'll probably saran wrap over it and then stub in our PEX for the water to the shower, because that's one of those things that needs to go in the wall. Sheetrock's gonna cover that up. Other than that, we're rocking and rolling. All the holes are punched for the kitchen. We honestly have a lot of the PVC done, but in a few minutes, I'm gonna take you guys downstairs. We're gonna cut the cast iron and start connecting all the real PVC, all the 4-inch stuff, the toilet and our main drain line for the house here. So that one's gonna be a big deal. Let's get to it. Here's our little piece of engineering. You gotta move that thing back, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty normal. I'm just on the inside.
Anyway, this thermostatic valve, you cut this styrofoam and it has to fit between this little line set right there. So, yeah, move back a quarter.
1 inch?
Oh, you're 1 inch.
It needs to, finished between these two lines.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the min, but in reality, you could go back a little farther.
Like this line touches the outside of this, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
So if you want to.
Like that?
Go put it in the middle, you know. So I'd say move back a half in reality. If you bump it back.
Right.
Yeah, bump it back a half. Anyway, a little bit of physical engineering. We're using one piece as our sheetrock and another piece to act like our Onyx, and that should get us there. Throwing our PEX adapters in here. I did get the right ones, right? Why does these all say expansion? All right, I was a little concerned that I did it wrong, but we're good. So a little Teflon tape, then we'll screw in these adapters. On this thing, hot comes in the top, cold comes in the bottom, and then we'll fill the outlets we're not using, which are of course the bottom ones. So, should just take a second here. All right, that's all we need to do. We can go mount this valve, get these all nice and tightened down, and we'll be ready to rock and roll with the rest of the shower. I know it looks a little bit dark in here because we've got a lot of the lights off, but take a look at this. We've got a ceiling, walls, flying through this stuff here. Eric's shooting in the drywall screws. Steve puts all the screws in after we lift up the sheets, and we just keep right on rocking. I'll tell you what, we bought a bunch of 12-foot sheets, and we have no idea how we're gonna lift those up. We're sure planning on lifting them up, but we have no idea how we're gonna do it. Anyway, here in a few minutes, all the lights will be connected and back on, and that entire front wall will be wrapped up. we took a break from sheetrocking to put in the front door. Now, it's not the front door we were going with. We actually decided that was gonna take too long to get here, so we picked this one up at Lowe's, which has the internal blinds and kind of matches everything else in the house, so it really works out. You know, I was thinking full glass all the way down, but we felt like it'd be a little more security feeling if it didn't go all the way down. And of course, this one here goes all the way down, and that one looks great. So we just got the door all plumb. Eric is shimming it up right now, and here in a few seconds we'll be done with that, which means we can put the final pieces of sheetrock on. The door really had to get done before the sheetrock did. Guys, this was day 18 or 19. I know we didn't really record anything, but as you can see, we did a lot. So that's the trade-off. If everything gets done in one day, we don't get to do too much showing. Eric's taking the last 3/4 strip off of this piece of sheetrock. We are doing these in 12s, which is amazing to make sure there's minimal seams. It should help keep our costs down on the sheetrock finishing. And the new door is in, and that's it. Toilet flange is in, most of the plumbing's in. Tomorrow we'll have it all finished. So like tomorrow the whole house will be done. Ridiculous.
I quit tomorrow.
All that's left is
today, so I quit now.
Oh man, it's 2 in the morning.
She's locking up, dog.
Yeah, man. Completely beat. Anyway, it is like 2 a.m. We put in 18 hours or something like that today. So it is time for us to quit as soon as this piece of sheetrock goes up. So Eric's marking out the window so we can make that cut. There's 2 outlets in this one too, aren't there? Yeah. Well,
that's all good.
Couple cuts. We're gonna put this sheet up and we quit. We quit.
Forever?
Forever.
House is for sale?
Zillow.com, check it out. Zillow.com/WatchJRGo. It's not a real place.
100 grand, you can have it right now.
You can put the last couple of sheets up. I don't know, man. We're near the 100 mark. We can't be giving the house away.
Can't give it away.
We are back in the abandoned mini resort. We just got up and there are 2 more pieces of sheetrock that Eric just tossed up right there. He's cutting that little piece that goes over the door. But today, we have to have all the sheetrock done. There's really no ands, ifs, or buts about it because the sheetrockers are ready to go. We talked to them this morning. They will be here at noon tomorrow to finish this whole thing. Knock down, texture the ceiling, finish everything up, and by then we have to have everything else done, all the plumbing in the walls. So we're close, you know, we're down to like pulling in pecs and stuff like that. It's really not a huge stretch at this point, but the sheetrock is a huge stretch because it killed us and our muscles, everything hurts. Eric lost his back, I lost my arms, the house lost its character. It happens.
The house has plenty of character.
I know. The house is great.
It's just on the outside.
We just made it normal after the sheetrock went in, you know. Boom. All right. Well, we're headed to Lowe's to pick up a bunch more sheetrock. We had the truck squatting so hard yesterday that I could actually lift the truck up and down by just pushing on the sheetrock. It was pretty crazy. That doesn't happen very often with a 3/4 ton, but we're gonna go fill it up again and we should be finished. It's crazy how fast sheetrock turns something around. Take a look at that. Just a couple filler pieces. Oh yeah, we got one there and we got one there that'll fit, and that corner will be done, and we can insulate the inside of these walls and start putting rock on the other side of them. People were asking about an exhaust fan. I told you guys I put one in, it's right there. So that's all set up, and that light will come back down until the sheetrock's done, and then it just plugs into the actual trim piece. This is gonna be sweet.
This is it.
This is it. I don't know where this is sitting. Let's get back to work. Like I said, we are ripping today. Eric just got that last piece on, so this wall's finished, this wall's finished, this wall's finished. Choking on sheetrock dust, I'm gonna die. Anyway, I just got this insulated, and of course once we get a piece of rock on there, we can insulate that one. So the whole shower is gonna be onyx. This is gonna be cool, guys. It's gonna be cool. I am excited. Might be small, but it delivers a very big punch. We are back from Lowe's with another load of wood, sheetrock, all that good stuff, so we can trim out the front door. And we got self-leveler, finish where the fireplace came out. We got a lot of trash I need to go throw away. This is what happens if you accidentally throw the trash on a can of great stuff. But we were in the middle of doing the door and there was so much heat coming in, we just left it. So there's a giant foam bubble. Update time. Eric is out there cutting the rest of the 2x4s so we can frame in the fireplace. Like we said, we can't even use any of it at this point because the island comes out to here. So the fireplace is getting completely deleted right now. Then we're gonna fill it with insulation, cap it at the top, and that's the end of that. But it's gonna look really cool in here nonetheless, and we do think maybe we'll do what I use for the Tech Throwback channel, one of those fake electric fireplaces. Although, you know, they have incredible amounts of heat. It's like a 1600 watt heater, so it will heat a room like that. And they hang on the wall too. Cool option. There's the rest of our framing. We just finished getting the rest of the sheetrock out of the truck. Basically everything's finished. We got a little bit of plumbing left to do. Kitchen's wired, outdoor lights wired, speakers, cameras, all the data, everything's in. It's crazy doing all of this as one step instead of a bunch of trades coming in and doing it as their own part. We're just doing it all at the same time. Look at all the sheetrock. That is a ton of sheetrock. The door foam is about dry here, so we're gonna trim this out with the oscillating saw. And then we've got new smart siding to trim out the door. We went a little bit thicker for the front door to give it that accent versus the windows. These have 3.5 inch. This is 5.5 inch or something like that. So it's gonna look cool. Let me grab the oscillating saw and rip this foam off here real quick. Ready for trim. Big pile of foam we had to drop there, but this is gonna look really good once it's all trimmed out. I'm excited. Paint, we're like 1 week from paint at this point and it'll completely change this house. There's our quick fireplace delete. Now we're gonna bring in some of those 12-foot sheets and start sheeting this wall as soon as the insulation's in, obviously. We'll be ready to rock here in just a minute. And another wall will be knocked out and just a couple things to finish up before we can finish the cap. I mean, it has to be done tonight. The sheetrock guys will be here tomorrow by noon. So, I mean, technically we have until noon tomorrow, but the reality is it needs to be done tonight. Eric's trimming out the last of the windows. Look how bright it looks in here. You can see the sun is currently going down, but in here it looks like it is the middle of the day. A little bit of white wall treatment there goes a long way. Over here, we've got all the insulation up and we are ready to stick on the sheetrock. Over there, kitchen's ready to go too, as soon as I finish a few more pieces of insulation. So here in a second, we're gonna put up those two giant 12-foot sheets and keep right on rocking, literally. That is looking really good. Of course, you guys got to see all that in the time-lapse action. We've got our Ethernet for our TV up there. We got power for it. And Eric just finished trimming out the windows, both windows that needed trim still. Trimmed out the front door. All this sheetrock's up. It's definitely time for us to take a break. I got the rest of the house insulated all the way into our shower. So there's only 4 pieces left or something like that. And we even did the interior walls. And once we get some sheetrock up behind the shower, we'll insulate that as well, just to make sure it's quiet. You know, we want to keep the bathroom its own separate quiet place so you don't have to hear anything that's going on in there. Nobody really wants to hear what's going on in there, let's be honest. So we're ready to just keep right on going, and then we got to take a little stoppage action for some plumbing, and then keep rocking. If you take a look in the closet, I did some more things. I did flip the sides of the manifold so cold is that way and hot's that way, the way it was supposed to be. I made a mistake there. But we got our lines leveled out, our hot water line in now, and of course the water heater downstairs, and we'll get all that finished up here in a minute. We'll head downstairs. Well, guys, we were setting some sort of world record tonight. Eric and I were doing the definition of absolutely killing it. And we were grinding through, getting all of our plumbing done. In fact, we finished all the pecs for the whole house in 1 hour. Sorry, let me make sure you still have light to see us by. And we were up here getting all the vent done. I went up on the roof. I was sealing our new vent stack in because we replaced the metal one with PVC, like modern stuff. And I thought somebody started shooting at me. There was a huge explosion. I saw the light out of, it looked like a muzzle flash out of the corner of my eye. And Eric was like, "You okay?" And I was like, And then he said the power went out. I was like, oh, transformer blew up right beside us. So while we were working away, the winds picked up to 40, 50 mile an hour. It looks like a war zone out here. And we had to get all the sheetrock inside in 2 minutes in case the rain came. We got that done, lights went out. And yeah, it's crazy. The winds are blowing like crazy. You can hear them, probably can barely hear me. The whole neighborhood is out of power actually. So huge outage. And like I said, the sheetrock guys are about to leave Wichita to head up here. And here we are. We were gonna have the ceiling finished tonight, and now we're a long way from ceiling finished.
It's a good excuse to not have it finished.
To not have to what?
Not have it finished?
It is a good excuse, not having any power or air conditioning, and the sheetrock guys can't work without AC.
How come we got hit by a way worse storm 2 weeks ago?
Didn't lose power. This time,
we get some 40-mile-an-hour gusts.
no.
Bam!
Boom!
Fireworks.
When you said UOK, I was like, I think someone shot me.
They're the last owners.
They shut up. Oh,
Screw that guy. Boom!
The explosion was right out of the corner of my eye. Anyway, sorry about the scan lines. My phone is all we got here. We don't have any outdoor lights. We got the Milwaukee light over there keeping the yard a little bright. But inside, of course, let's take a gander. We moved everything in here. Good old cyber power UPS there holding up the Ubiquity stuff, and the Sonos amp and the internet. Everything's still holding together, but it won't for more than 30 minutes. And let's see here. There's all of our plumbing. I'm ready to start getting my waterfall done, which I can go ahead and finish that right here in the dark, I guess. And we could maybe even get the vent finished up. We just had a couple more fittings to put in right there. And then we could have the ceiling in. I don't know, we might try to work by Milwaukee light. Should we?
I don't know.
It's the worst looking video ever with those. All the tool LEDs, like DeWalt and Milwaukee, are literally trash. They all have these scan lines.
Yeah.
Look at that. It was all ready to rock.
We can put that ceiling in there.
We could put that ceiling in if we shoot our strap in for the vent thing. Yeah. Yeah. Let's put that ceiling in. It's kind of nice in here as long as we keep the door shut. Can't be mad though. 3 a.m. and they're already here. Hopefully it's fixed in a minute. Well, it is 3 hours later and we are back in here. The power is back on. Huge shout out to the linemen that got right out here. We called them immediately and they were like, they're already headed your way. And I was like, but how do they know? I know, smart meters, I know how they know. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. You can see if we make the deadline on the next one. But like, we slept for 3 hours. We're probably gonna make the deadline at this point.